everyone, it's Missy. So I wanted to kind of give you a tour of our kitchen as the before we're going to do the remodel, and kind of tell you a little bit about why we are doing the remodel project. So the first thing that I guess that we really like is the size. I mean, honestly, we have a good sized table in here and we still have plenty of room to walk around. The main issue that we are facing at this point is that we have to redo the plumbing in the house. The sewer line, especially because it's cast iron and it's wearing away, and we do not want to have a sewage leak in our walls because that would be a bigger problem. So a few things that we're going to be updating, of course, then is the plumbing, the water coming in as well. So the kitchen sink is going to be going, and we're going to get new faucets and so forth, which is okay. This kitchen sink was put in the 80s, and as you can see, it's not even centered in front of the window, so it'd be really nice to get it centered. Another issue when they did put the sink here is that we lost 3 drawers. So this used to be a drawer, and this used to be a drawer. This one does not open, it just looks like a drawer. We also lost our counter space because this is the only counter in the kitchen. And if you can see here, these are cutting boards that used to slide out. So you can see the handles right here where we would pull them in and out. Once upon a time, they were as deep as the countertop was. So they pull way out and you had a load of workspace, and we lost all that. So that's kind of one of those things. Another thing too is if you look down in here, we had to cut the cabinet just to get the sink to fit in. The reason why they off-centered it is they were hoping that it would only take up 2 drawers. It didn't. So it's one of those things where if we're going to be replacing the sink, getting it centered, we are also going to have to be replacing the cabinets. It's kind of sad because we do like these cabinets. We love the doorknobs, which can easily be reused, and that's what we're planning on doing. We love the fact that there's this nice decorative trim above the windows. That's just something that came about, I don't know, you always find it in old farmhouses. This kitchen, when the cabinets were put in, it was about the 1940s, but it just is really, really a nice feature, a nice decorative touch. We also like that the cabinets go all the way up to the ceiling, and then we have more storage space. Even though you cannot access it from the floor, you need to use a stepladder, it's actually pretty nice. However, there's another issue too. We want to have a bigger refrigerator. As you can see with the cabinets, this is the biggest we can put for a refrigerator in our house, and it is too small. And so if we wanted to add a nice size refrigerator like what we want, we'd have to cut that little lower cabinet off. We'd have to cut those cabinets out, then we lose more storage space. So when we're going to do the bottom cabinets, we thought, well, might as well do the top ones too. So all the top cabinets that you see here are going away. It's kind of, we're not even going to repurpose them, specifically because they were custom built as framed units in this kitchen. This isn't something that you can just pull out real easily. Hence that we have to demolish them, get rid of them. Another thing is the countertop. If you can see this, there's marks in it. It's the nice 1940s, I think they call it cracked ice laminate countertops, which I think are really cool. They go with the house, you know, they go with the whole kitchen remodel. You still have the metal strip on the edge, but it is worn out, and in order for us to move the sink, we would have to kind of patch it, and that just isn't going to happen. So we're going to be putting in new laminate countertops. We are just going to do a faux butcher block look, just because it's just too hard to find this in our area to exactly replace it. Another issue too is over here. We have the dishwasher, so we're walking all the way across the kitchen to get to the dishwasher. So the dishwasher, being we're redoing the cabinets, is going to get moved right next to the sink where it should be. And then that leaves this wall. We have a stove, and we do not have a countertop next to it. So if you've ever seen my canning videos, you see that I push this table up against the stove. It works. but it'd be really nice to have another countertop and more cupboards, because honestly I don't know a kitchen that has too much cupboards. Another thing that we really liked was this stenciled border. My mom did this in about, I want to say, the late 90s. And we found the stencil, we still have it, but we might do a new stencil. And that's really easy to replicate, just repainting the walls and then putting the stencil up. We will be losing more of the wall space when we put cabinets in. We are going with cabinets that look about the same as what we have here. We actually had the guys come out and trace this exact stencil design because we love it so much, we want to keep that. And then of course the clock, that will probably stay. I don't know, it's always been there since the 40s and it still works, so it's kind of nice to leave some of those old touches. Things that will not be changing are the hardwood, or the floor here. This is laminate flooring. The original hardwood floor is still underneath, but we'll keep this flooring. Well, the stove oven stays. The dishwasher has to go because this is a standalone dishwasher. It would not fit in the cabinet. So we have to get a smaller dishwasher that they call it the built-in dishwasher to fit in the cabinet space. The microwave, of course, is staying. Refrigerator is going. So then we'll get all new refrigerator, dishwasher, new sink. Nothing is changing over here. We still are keeping our heat register. We're still keeping the table chairs, still keeping the wall. We might be getting rid of the pictures, but that isn't anything huge. Another thing too is we have this walk-in pantry that's really, really nice. This is all custom built. We priced it to see what it would cost to get all this redone, because with these new cabinets we're getting the soft close drawers and doors, but it would just cost way too much because there's so much custom work in here. But they're really, really nice drawers, and yet they're still functional, and we still have the cupboards painted white. As you can hear, the drawers are wood on wood, so, and the kitchen drawers we open and close more, so the wood shavings are coming off too, so it'd be nice to get at least the kitchen ones redone, and we just won't do anything back here. Except we do have the countertop, like we do out in the kitchen. This will be coming out, and because we're going to be putting electricity in here, which there isn't any right now. So we will be putting in electrical outlets to make this more of a working pantry for modern days. We'll be putting like our toaster oven back here and our coffee maker, so it's out of the kitchen and back here where it belongs. And then of course we'll have more storage for food in the cabinets, so that won't be sitting there. And then that's about it. So the electric will be going in. New countertop will be going in. We'll see how hard it is to take that out. We're going to try to do a lot of the demolition ourselves to save on money. And then we have this powder room off to the side. And basically everything is staying, except that we have to redo the plumbing. But as far as I know, we're still keeping the sink. We're still keeping the toilet that's in here. We'll be getting a new faucet, I believe they said. And then we'll be getting a new floor. Because I'll show you kind of in the back here, and maybe you can see it over here. The floor is actually coming up. It's where the seam is, so we need to get a new floor. And then we're going to be putting some tile work in behind the sink, because we're always painting this, because it's so hard to keep clean from the water splashing up. So we'll get that done. And we'll also be doing the upstairs bathroom, so I'll show you that quick. And so it has begun, the demolition process. We have taken out some of the plaster, the tile, just to see kind of how easy or hard it was going to be. And we learned a few things. A few things are, we do not have wood lath like we thought we did in this house. And we don't have sheetrock. Instead we have what's called rock lathe, and you can actually see it better over here. So they put up like these 2-foot wide panels, which are like board. They're really solid, really hard. And then they come over it and they really cake on this like plaster. It's kind of a plaster mixture, not a typical plaster mixture I'm familiar with when I'm watching like home improvement shows. And then of course this is the grout and so forth that held the tile on. And you kind of, it's really, really hard. I mean, you can't punch a hole in this wall very easily, which is actually really nice. It's a very sturdy, well-built wall. I'm actually kind of sad that we're having to take it down because it's something that you kind of want to keep in your house. I found out that it's supposed to be mold resistant. It's supposed to be so it doesn't crack or break real easily. Once you do break into it though, it's very easy to take down. You take down these panels and it leaves a very clean interior. We were very happy with that. And as you can see up on top, we took the trim, but we're saving that. We're gonna reuse that. So we moved it in another wall. You can see that the wire that they used when they had the plaster over the corners. So we got that going around. And of course we have this edging over here to go over a corner too. And it didn't take long at all to rip this portion out. So we're assuming that the rest of the house is going to be like this. Like I said, this house was completely redone. Late 40s, now we're guessing maybe early 50s because rock lathe was more prominent in the 50s. But yeah, so that's kind of our weekly update. We cleaned out the kitchen, cleaned out the bathroom. We're still using this one, but this is all going to be torn out this weekend starting tomorrow. So, and then we're going to start our construction work on Monday.